Hello, welcome to the House of the Spirit. Welcome home. Today we're going to have an open reading. So, whatever Spirit wants to talk to you about, and what is the most important thing for you right now. Okay, pile number one, we have Virgo, Leo, Capricorn, and Taurus. Your card is Hecate. Okay, for pile number two, we have Sagittarius, Scorpio, Cancer, and Aquarius. Your card is the Knight with a K. Sorry for the focus. It's very dark today. Okay. 8th moon mansion with the Knight. For pile number three, we have Pisces, Libra, Aries, and Gemini. Your card is Ishtar. Okay, so I will give you a moment for you to choose your pile using the cards, the zodiac signs, or just your intuition. I will see you in your reading. Pile number one, your card is Hecate. Hecate urges you to be in the present moment. Hecate is a triple goddess, so past, present, and future, the cycles, the changes. So to be in the center of the wheel of change, so in the present. There's something about where she's looking at. She doesn't have the eyes, but there's something about the directions where you look. Where are you looking at? Okay, let's see what the Spirit has to say. What Spirit has to say to pile number one. What is the most important thing for you right now? So, wow, the blank card. So the blank card I usually use to tell me that this is all about you. It's all about how you define the moment, how you define yourself. Maybe this is a defining moment in your life. You're defining yourself. And you also get the carte blanche. So you can do things. You can make things happen the way you want them to be. Okay. Unity. And he of the fiery sword. Interesting. It seems like a very masculine approach. But Hecate is also a very feminine energy. Although this is a dark moon goddess, so it's a sort of a dark feminine. The dark feminine side, the dark side. And then you have the light. Something about illuminating the dark side, the dark aspects of the feminine, and expressing the masculine. Very directed energy, very like aiming at something and doing exactly what you want. Aiming at what you want. That's too much. Okay. So, a message for pile number 1. Okay, we have something else. I guess so. Okay. So we have great happiness. Short illness. Meetings. And grief and adversity. Okay. So, ups and downs here. It also feels like you're aiming at someone. Maybe you're nervous about meeting someone and you're going to have a meeting. Maybe it's not a very pleasant one. Or you think it's going to be pleasant, but then there's something heavy that comes out of it. And I also think that you shouldn't you shouldn't stress about this. Although it might be something that you might have to deal with later on, you shouldn't stress before. You shouldn't suffer with the anticipation of suffering, let's say. Because because you can do what you want, so maybe you have more possibilities than you realize. And maybe you have to go to this meeting with a more positive mindset. Maybe that will change something. Okay, Saturn in Virgo with isolation. Mars in Pisces with escape. Moon in Virgo with order. And the Sun in Leo with fortune. Okay, good. So, I feel like you can change something in what you are doing right now that will help you escape some kind of unpleasant situation. I feel like that unpleasant situation is coming after a meeting. Or maybe it's like you have to like run an errand, do something, like you're waiting for something to happen. Maybe you're anticipating something. You have to run an errand and then suddenly you get back and something has happened and then you have to deal with it. I feel like you can anticipate it. You can escape from that grief or misfortune and create fortune, a fortunate event. You can change your fortune. Maybe it's because you changed something in the order of what happens. So one thing that I'm seeing here is that if someone schedules a meeting with you and you feel like it doesn't quite fit in the order of your day, try to escape it or to postpone it, because there's something about that time. This is such a specific reading. It seems like a very granular event, but I feel like it's something that shapes an important thing for you. So this is why I get this like be in the present moment thing here, the warning from Hecate, because it's like a crossroads. She's the goddess of crossroads. It's also why she's the goddess of magic. So she's empowering you with the present moment, like you can change your life, you can change things. If in that node, that decision it's made in a moment when you're maybe anticipating something, like you're waiting for a meeting, you're going to get to work, or you're going to get to a place where you are doing something specific. You're working towards that situation, or you're anticipating it somehow. It can make you anxious, so maybe there's some kind of like performative thing there, or maybe it's you're meeting someone who is you're not familiar with, so it's not, it seems like it's you have this enthusiasm, but it's also a bit of anxiety, like what is going to happen, like is this going to go, how is this going to go, is this going to help me or hurt me, something like that. So I feel like the timing is really important here. So if you can reschedule or organize your life so that it fits a specific way of doing things, like your specific way, you need to feel comfortable. You need to come from a place of confidence. So if someone tries to, maybe it's not even intentional, like they might not be like trying to catch you off guard or something, but it's like that. Like if you can make things more predictable for you, it feels like it's more of a balanced meeting here with the unity, and also he of the fiery sword, like the action, like let's do this, the positivity, the forward movement. And it feels like in this, there's this split second, this moment where you decide, like you're very present, suddenly you're very aware of how things should be and the order of things, and what do you bring, what is it you want to bring, what is it that makes you want to participate in something. Five of Pentacles. I feel like this has something to do with investment, or with your work, your career, your attention, your energy, and the way you create abundance for yourself. Wow, all of these cards just came together. So first we have movement with Rhiannon, the Chariot. So it's that initiative. Like there's this, I need to take the initiative. Oh, okay. Five of Staves. This is conflict, dispute. So maybe this meeting, yeah, you're kind of, maybe you're worried that it will turn into conflict. It will turn into a fight. Three of Swords. I think it might, but this reading is telling you that there's something you can do about it that changes the outcome. You have the carte blanche. You can change something in this outcome. So let's investigate. What is that? And how can you change? So what is this? What is this for? Two of Pentacles. And the Queen of Cups. So I feel like this is so you stabilize your emotions. The purpose of this is for you to stabilize your emotions. It's like the teaching here. The outcome of this, the best outcome of this. Have wisdom with the Sarasvati. This is the High Priestess. The Star with Inanna. This one. Seven of Staves. So this is something that touches you deeply. And on the outside, it's something that that on the outside has an appearance, and on the inside there's this deep feeling, like heart-wrenching, painful thing. Like you have to defend this fragile, vulnerable thing. Wow. Okay, so I want to confirm something that I'm suspecting here. Just let me confirm. Okay, clarify this Seven of Staves here. Prince of Pentacles. So it feels like there's there's a certain aspect of endurance here. And then there's this kind of like mysterious origin. Something that is confounding, that is it turns you away. Okay, it's not where, it's where you're looking at. You're looking at one thing. You're looking at one thing. And you need to look at another. So maybe with the advice I understand, because there's a whole new layer that opened up for me right now. It seems like there's so much more, because we started with a very specific moment, and now there's this aura, there's this like energy field that is powering that moment. Prince of Cups. These two came out together. Judgment with Gwenwyfar and the Queen of Staves. Prince of Cups and the Queen of Staves. Judgment and the Queen of Staves. The Five of Cups and, well, Quenya with Sacrifice. So I feel like there's this need to look away from something that brings a lot of grief to you. You've held, it's like you've held on to it. It can be a person, holding on to an idea of a person. It can be an energy field that is powering you. And it's somebody else's energy powering your energy field. This is about you stabilizing your emotions. Remember what it is for. Stabilizing your emotions. I feel like you have to grieve something to stabilize your emotions. You might need to release it, like confess it, or like release it from your chest, you know? Take that off your chest. And because that's the way you start having a clear vision of a situation, something that happened, or a person in your life. It's also almost as if your energy field is reshaping itself. And it requires you to stabilize your emotions regarding a situation so that you kind of seal the bubble back. You restore its shape. Sorry, it's really visual to me right now. It's like it's a shape in space. So you have to reseal. There's a lot of mystery here for me with when the High Priestess and the Star came up. It felt really like it's something very private. I don't know, I can't explain exactly how I feel it, but it seems like something very intimate, very private that I'm not really allowed to understand or to, to peer into. But so, there's something that you're guarding yourself against. So now I understand the seven of staves, of wands. There's something that you're protecting. Maybe it's unconsciously. Maybe it's because you want to be very functional and you want to keep your routines orderly. You want to keep your energy level so you don't address it directly. It seems like you've been... okay. So don't address it directly. Don't look straight at it. Look sideways. I know this is strange, but this is more like psychodrama or something, like a guided meditation. So if you're going into this state where you're trying to understand where this is coming from, if this reading is resonating with you, if you feel like there's something like a mysterious force that might be making you more anxious, making you nervous, anticipating something, and then creating situations that are uncomfortable for you because they might, there's some conflict that arises from this unease that you transmit. If you resonate with this, I would try to meditate and focus on this story. Like, okay, I am going into this mystery. I am also checking my field, my aura, my bubble, whatever is best for you to visualize, for objects, for connections, for links and chords, whatever comes up, the images that are creating conflict in my life in a subconscious way, and see what comes up. And then when you address the issue, if it becomes very confrontational, don't look at it in the face or facing forward. Try to change your position, not like in the meditation, or physically, if you like to do very physical meditations, whatever you prefer. Yeah, I can Oh, okay. So I have to tell you about a specific kind of meditation that I also like to do sometimes. But first, so when you're addressing the issue, turn sideways. Look sideways. Don't look at it straight. There's something about that. I don't know. Maybe it's the position of the eyes. Maybe it's the position of the body. Because with proprioception, which is our understanding of the relative position of our body relative to the space we're in, like the walls, the floor, it's a magical thing. And it's not magical. There's also, of course, a scientific reason and explanation. And there's something about our perception of our bodies in space and anxiety. So maybe there's something important here for you. Also, our like our balance, our sense of balance comes from that perception. Our so our ears, our the mechanisms of balance. So walking. Okay, so now I can talk to you about a specific meditation that I like to do. I have learned it from the Druidic tradition. And so you can go into a forest because it's maybe more pleasant, or at least a place where nature is comfortable. So you walk in a landscape and you let yourself be guided. So you try to walk without a specific intention, like I want to go to that tree or to that lake. No, you just walk and you try to let your body guide you instead of your mind and your vision, or let your body, like your most like animal instincts, guide you. And then you can take a few turns or not. You just you can close your eyes and position yourself in a way that feels right. And then you look at what is beneath your feet, what is above your head, what is to your left, what is to your right, what is behind you, and what is in front of you. And this is a metaphor for everything that you want to understand about your life right now. Or you can also ask a question like, please give me guidance. And the answer might come like this, like, what is beneath you is what is moving you, what is the reason of what is happening. What is on the left is the past, on the right is the future, and what is in front of you is the present. What is above you is the higher purpose of what you are experiencing. What is behind you, well, it might be the unconscious, it might be the shadow, so, or the distant past. It depends on the moment and what the interpretation, the interpretation that you choose. I was getting images. It's a very visual reading, and I get a lot of images in my mind right now. So I feel like a lot of this is very unexplainable. So maybe you need to really experience it with your body, because there's something about this act of understanding your position in space. It's like it helps treat an anxiety or a worry. It becomes clear, something becomes integrated into your psyche. And when you go to there's this meeting, that's what I'm seeing here, there's this meeting where you're going to be, there's some kind of conflict here. Either it's an internal conflict, or maybe it's something that you'll experience, like some kind of a confrontation. But what is important is that you stabilize your emotions. This is the message here, so that you can create what you want, because you do have that possibility. you're getting this gift from the universe that is the blank card to do whatever you want. So yeah, very interesting. I will revisit that meditation myself. It's very interesting to do. You can do it more than once, depending on the information that you're processing. I like to write down the things that or record my voice or whatever, record what I get. And yeah, I hope this helps somehow. So thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 2. Your card is the 8th moon mansion with Knight with a K. So this is the hero's mansion. This is someone who is protecting something that is very dear to their heart, and they have this special energy, special aura because of that, this protection. It gives you the strength to overcome everything, every challenge. Okay, so what else do we have for pile number 2? Again, so interesting. So maybe this is a collective thing. Or not. Let's see. So, blank card. Again. Ecstasis. The Glanconer. And the Guardian at the Gate. I feel like you're defending something important from this guy here, the Glanconer. The Glanconer is the narcissist's card, so this is a very negative energy, but it's also mirroring something dark in ourselves, of course. I always feel like with this kind of energy, the only way to deal with it is to not engage, because it seems like the interaction itself is destructive. It's like you never can win, actually, with this kind of energy. But let's see if this is a person or if this is something else, or a situation, a specific situation, or what is it? What are you protecting yourself against, and what are you protecting? I feel like this one. Oh, that's a lot. Okay, so Mercury in Capricorn with organization. Jupiter in Virgo with patience. Mars in Capricorn with authority. Mars in Leo with egotism. And Venus in Aries with lust. Okay. So what else? We have expectation, rich, good gentleman, short illness, marriage card, and pleasant letter. I'm still not sure. I feel like this energy is maybe like the guardian at the gate. It's kind of like a test. It serves as a test. So it's strange because I feel like you're going to maybe fight an energy that is protecting something that you want, that is keeping you from something that you want. But at the same time, you're protecting something that is important to you. So it feels like it's very strange, because what it feels like is that instead of you having what you need to protect tightly embraced here, close to you, it seems like what you want to protect is outside, is at the other end of this gate. And before you get to it, you have to deal with this here. And short illness, it tells me that it's something that is, it will bother you for a short time. And maybe it's because you've already experienced it. I feel like this is familiar. It's like you know this vibe, and you're not going to be phased because you're patient. You're patient enough to wait for the right authority, either in yourself or help, so that you get what you desire without it coming from an ego drive. So it's kind of bestowed, and it's also given to you, so that it comes as a gift. Like you receive a pleasant letter, right? You receive the news, you get the news, you get the information that everything is okay, or that you're getting there, like you're close. This is good news. But it seems like there's this test here. Maybe you are going through the test because maybe you're waiting for something. Expectation, right? You're waiting for someone to make a decision. But it's good to have patience and to respect the authority of this other person, so that you can get what you want exactly the way it should be yours, without the ego and the karma, the bad, the bad energy that would come if you would just be like the glankener and just like manipulate people, gaslight people into giving you what you want. That kind of like extortion, blackmailing, energy, guilt tripping, gaslighting. No, you need to receive it as a gift from spirit. But you also have your own fairy guide here. Your own fairy guide is going to express itself, himself, herself. Okay. So I feel like this card for you is very different today. It's more about you meeting this energy on the other side of that gate. So instead of dealing with the glankener, you have to deal with the fairy guide, with your guide. Maybe there's some kind of energy that is like you're not mistaking it for your fairy guide, but they're trying to confuse your way until you get there, to make it more confusing and complicated than it really is. It seems like it's actually very, very simple. It's like, just follow these steps, just follow these rules, because there's this way of way of processing information. Mercury in Capricorn, it's a detailed way of processing information and organizing the information so that it does things, so that it manifests into something tangible. The moon, you're not seeing this yet. The Five of Pentacles, yeah, it feels like you're losing the access, like you don't have the access to whatever this is yet. That thing that is important to you, that you want to protect. Ace of Wands, but you will very soon. And the King of Wands. It seems like if you're waiting for something to develop, it seems like it's in good hands. So if something is not in your hands at the moment, it seems like it's in good hands. Five of Swords and the Ten of Wands. So this seems to be a win in a battle for self-preservation, for defending that thing that is important to you, preserving something, defending it, and resting after you've defended it, like it's yours. You're embracing it. You are embracing it. The Lovers. It's yours. Eight of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. It's yours to hold. You're getting the information that something is yours to hold. Maybe it's not in your hands right now, but it's going to be in your hands. Ten of Swords. Seven of Wands. Hold your ground. The difficult period is almost over. The Empress and the Six of Swords. You can move on from this finally and create what you want to create. Yeah, I also feel like this reading comes to you so that you also give yourself time to recover from this challenge. Whatever this is, if it fits your situation, it feels like there was some kind of challenge to your authority or to attest to your patience. Your ego maybe was also challenged here because why is it challenged? It's challenged because it's something that you're very passionate about, and it's not something bad. That's actually good. If you also purify your ego in the direction you're moving, if it's towards something that you really, really want, because it humbles you, and it also purifies. It purifies you because, no, it purifies you if you allow certain aspects of yourself to shed, because it will also give you the comfort of rest if you let them go. So I also feel like for some of you, the temptation here would be to get back at someone, to get revenge, to, to complain, to try to get revenge. That's to amplify the intensity. But I think that you would better use that energy to move you forward, to traverse that gate. And then when you go through this challenge and you come on the other side, you arrive on the other side, you rest a bit, instead of like I am going to get back at this person for making me suffer, or at this situation, like I'm going to, use up this fuel that was unused in this way. I feel like you have to let the energy get lower to a low intensity, to lower the intensity. And I say this because it's a chapter that ends. It's a chapter that ends. But it's like you held your ground. You stood your ground. But you have to let some things, let bygones be bygones. Let things be in the past that you don't want to keep, because maybe this is also what makes you suffer a bit more if you hold on too much to this type of resentment with some kind of challenge that you're going through or that you went through. So what you did out of self-preservation. You are on the right path to protect the things that are meaningful to you, that are important. I don't think, because this is the heroic house, it's also something that you're doing that transcends your own passions, like personal passions, egoic desires. It's something that is much bigger than you, and that's why this challenge is also purifying your energy and allowing you to bloom into the person that you've always wanted to be, while becoming worthy, let's say, and feeling worthy of the beauty and the good things that are coming to your life after you allow this to shed, to be in the past. Okay, thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye. Pile number 3. Your card is Ishtar. And Ishtar is about being strong, taking a strong stance and defending something important, but also being adaptable and asking for help if that's what you need and what fits your situation. Okay. So let's see, what is this reading about for you? What is pile number 3's situation? Okay. The singer of the chalice. Undressing of a salad. So it seems like you have to be receptive, because this is a complicated situation. It's very complex. G.O. the slow. Take it slow. Details. A lot of details here. Maybe there's still a lot that you need to know and you need to adapt to it. The soul shrinker. Something unpleasant in the air around you. What is this about for pile number 3? Okay. Work, occupation. It feels like a toxic environment. Maybe it's a work environment. Gloomy thoughts. Yeah, maybe something, an environment that's toxic to you. Rich girl. Grief and adversity. And success in love. Wow, what a ride. So I feel like what is happening around you is taking a lot of energy to process. because it's complicated, and also because there's something toxic here. There's someone who might be influencing the environment around you, and I'm not sure if they're specifically aiming their negativity at you, or if it's just this, oh no, it's not personal. It feels more general. It feels collective, like there's this sense of impending doom, like there's no hope. There's a lot of hopelessness in the environment around you. You have to work with it somehow. Like it's something that you're not able to escape. Like you have to be confronted with it daily. It seems like it's shattering. It's, I'm not saying it's not heartbreaking, but it's something in your perspective, in your perception of what is happening is shattered. Maybe expectations, hopes, shattered hopes. But there's actually a very a great opportunity if you are receptive. If you are receptive to some kind of complicated thing. Maybe there's like this, it's like the pearl, finding the pearl or the needle in the haystack. It's difficult to find. It's going to be hard because the environment seems like very polluted. But you have that opportunity if you adapt, and you also ask for help. Like if you see someone who is not affected by what's happening, ask for help. Empathy. Yeah. So Moon in Pisces, ask for help. You can count on someone. Maybe if you don't see it right now, you don't see the person or the structure or the energy right now, but you can rely on help. There's help is coming. That's what I'm seeing here. Saturn and Leo with generosity. You know, there's generous people, generous situations. You need to get yourself out of this pollution. Saturn in Aquarius with eccentricity. Maybe this is also about like having an idea, like something inspires you to do something different. Venus in Aquarius with detachment. Sun in Cancer with resourcefulness. And Sun in Virgo with health. I feel like someone is convincing you that you can't get, or they're trying to undermine something around you, something in the energy. Like you can't do this, like no one is coming, no one is helping you, you have no access to the resources that you need, this will never get better. But it's actually not the case, and you can take an opportunity. But this energy, it really pollutes the environment and the your vision of things. So take it slow, step by step. Achieve the impossible. Like a miracle is going to happen. It's going to seem like a miracle, and it's actually not. I don't think it's a miracle. It's just that you change something in the way you're seeing. You change your perspective of what is happening. And you start to think, okay, but maybe there's this possibility, and I will just do this really strange thing and see what happens, and then you go from there. And I think that someone is watching you. So someone is watching you that doesn't want this pollution to leave. and I'm not really sure where this is coming from, but we'll get there. But someone that has the resources is also watching. So if you emerge, if you show yourself like this, like, hey, I'm here, look at me, you know, this very strange way, like waving flowers. So it's something colorful, something eccentric and colorful, like showing a sign or calling attention to something, or doing it in a funny way. There's also something quite like humorous, funny. Adapt to the circumstance. Like if you have the opportunity to do something like that, like funny, that calls attention to a very serious matter, but in a way that is colorful and a bit lighthearted. There's something quite endearing in that. Like I feel like there's someone who has access to the resources is going to empathize with that position. So being adaptable here is changing a little bit how you do things so that you get the attention of the right people and you get the help you need. So let's see what this soul shrinker here is about. 7 of spirals, 8 of mirrors, and 6 of spirals. You know, I instantly saw someone saying like, no, it never happens like that. Everything just goes awry. You know, those types, like using stereotypes, like those types of people are, you can't be reasonable with them, or you can't really talk to them. Nothing good comes from that group of people. No, you can't do things that way. Like it's like very silly things. Like don't use black because black, you know, only like goths and metalheads wear black. So if you wear black, you will be instantly categorized. This is very silly. Like don't do this small thing because it's going to send the wrong message. And then you do this very strange, like completely it catches someone off guard. It's very spontaneous and funny, and because it's very honest and truthful, it breaks the soul shrinker. It cracks the soul shrinker's energy. And it's interesting because it feels like it's almost something that happens live, like live on TV. Like you humiliate someone. This is, I know this is very brutal to say, but it's like a we say slapping someone with a white glove. I forget the term, the way to say it in English. It will come, but it's like I forget the way you say this, but anyway, you slap someone figuratively, and it's like they're instantly put in their place, like they're ruining the whole energy. They're polluting the energy around this. I don't know what it is. It seems like it's something that needs the resources. It needs attention, it needs resources, and it needs help. And someone is blocking that help from coming. It's using like stereotypes and prejudice and polluted ways of thinking, so that when something good happens, it's like, oh, it's a miracle. No, it's not a miracle. Actually, it will seem like a miracle, but it's things have their timing. Things have their ideas need time to spread. You need to adapt yourself to also the way it spreads, the way you are communicating your ideas, something will get better. It will get the resources you need. Because of that optimism that comes from the lightheartedness, the eccentricity, it feels like it humiliates this energy. I don't know. Maybe you make fun of that, like, oh, you know, you're such a negative person. You're really prejudiced, but say this in a way that is humorous. You turned it around because you kind of exposed them. You expose that silliness, that ignorance. You expose it, and because of that, and the way you expose it, because it seems like very lighthearted and you just want to have fun, because you expose it that way, it's like there's something miraculous that happens, and it's a great victory. But I also think that this opportunity is somehow slow, or it seems like it's slow. It feels slow. So I think that it feels slow because it's this cloud, this toxicity, it doesn't just go away. It slowly fades. It's a process. It's not something that you crack it, you know, you expose the person or the energy and it suddenly just dissipates. No, it takes a bit of time to fully clear away. 10 of Scrolls. These two. The Weaver, Queen of Scrolls, and 2 of Spirals. So the scrolls are the swords, and the spirals are the wands. Okay, so what is this leading to? 7 of Scrolls, and the 9 of Scrolls. That's a lot of swords, suddenly. So this is the thing that takes time to fade away. Maybe this person, there's someone that is bringing this energy into your environment or a group of people, and I think that they need to maybe grieve something. They need to understand what they're grieving. I don't think they understand what they are grieving, and that's why they project this nastiness into others, like no one is coming to help. All we have to do is, you know, suffer this, and we are powerless before this force. And the force is change, because the whole theme of the reading is Ishtar with be adaptable. Be adaptable to change. Change comes and you have to find new resources to adapt to the new world. And the detachment part here is going to be harder on some people. And I feel like you're dealing with that in your environment. Maybe you are supposed to also help them because they're confused. But first they need to grieve. Wow, Psyche with the World, This is the integration. And to me, this is connected with the undressing of a salad. You even have these little spheres. So this is the miracle. You experience the miracle and you embody it, and it becomes real for this energy around you. It becomes real. And it's because it becomes real that it slowly then can allow itself to grieve. And I say itself because I'm not sure if it seems like it's a group of people. It's not, so it's more like an egregore, like a spirit of a group. It's not just one person, although there might be like one prominent representative of this type of negativity in your life. The poet, the King of Scrolls. And Papa Legba with strength. I feel like you have to communicate what happened. So the purpose of this is that you then also communicate your experience and help other people process. Because you're far ahead in this adaptation. You're further ahead. So you can communicate and even use non-verbal or non-linear ways of communicating, like more psychic, actually. And you even have psyche, which is the root of the word psychic. I feel like you can use your psychic energy to help other people grieve. And this is Papa Legba. But you can also write with the poet here. Words will come out very powerfully. They will, oh, okay, yeah. They will be tools for you. So maybe this is also part of the resources here. You are getting better at choosing your words to describe what is happening, to help people process, to help people adapt, to go through this change without losing themselves in this pollution, in this fog, in this toxic fog. This toxic fog can also be a metaphor for the media environment, for the like social media, the traditional, media like TV and newspapers. This can be that because it's very complicated and it's very noisy and it's very, this very dense, very dense. So it's also the people. It's also the people that carry those thoughts and that give them, that embody them, that give them life, give them a body. I think that this is also confirmation to me that I should do a reading, a special reading for this theme, because I feel like it's a very strong theme here. It's really like, please continue. It's what I'm sensing from this fog. We need to clear this. We need to continue revealing, to continue to remove the toxicity, filter it even if it's like one little droplet at a time. I feel like I have to explore this theme here. So maybe this specific pile is going to go into an extended. I'm going to make an extended of pile number 3. I really feel like I can maybe help you with this. And so as I'm learning this deck, I'm understanding that Papa Legba is really like this communication line with spirit. You even have the telephone line here. So it's really this described in the guidebook as the telephone, using specifically this symbol here, the telephone with spirit, to talk to spirit. So I feel like that when I see Papa Legba in a reading, it changes the whole reading. It's like, keep talking, keep the conversation going, continue this conversation. So it's, to me, it's not always about continuing a conversation. It is about a conversation. But to me, this reading today, this card is about, it's like a to be continued. We have to continue this conversation, keep the conversation alive, bring more words, more concepts, more ideas, and fight the toxicity. Keep fighting the toxicity here. Create more space in people around you, like people's minds, more space for other things, because they need to grieve. They need to grieve, and they need help to grieve. So pile number 3 is a collective that can help with this, and I feel like I'm supposed to like team up with you. So I don't know, maybe this is an invitation. I knew that my readings were going to change with this new energy that is coming. The world is changing so much, and I feel like this Neptune and Saturn conjunction in 0 degrees Aries that is coming out, already feel like the anticipation, the build-up. It's incredible. I see it as an opportunity, and I also feel like collectively it's one of the most significant collective movements that I have felt. I feel like ever since I began this channel, it's the most significant turning point in the collective, because it's when Saturn, which is the boundary of our personal, it's where the personal touches the transpersonal, the collective. Saturn and Neptune, which is spiritual connection, it's our divinity, our perception of God, our connection to God, our connection to the other world, to the unseen, although it's also about illusion and many other things that I'm not going to address right now. But it is such a beautiful metaphor for what unites us. It's the waters, the deep waters of the ocean. So it is the subconscious, it is the collective subconscious, or the collective unconscious, or both, actually. The subconscious and the unconscious, depending on how shallow the waters are. So I'm really on this rant, but yeah, I feel like my readings are going to change after this, because I feel like in each video that I make, like pick a card, I will choose a pile to create an extended. And this is the beginning of this format. So I'm just impromptu creating this with you, as it should be. You are helping me create, and I hope that you like the format, because it feels like, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And there are some themes that only specific people will enjoy, and it's okay, and that's fine. It's very specific. It's a very specific calling. This pile has a very specific calling in life, and maybe the more you sense, the more you are disturbed by this toxicity around you, the more you sense it, the more it's intrusive, and the more you feel it, the more urgent, the more important it is for you to address it. You shouldn't just, curl into a little ball and get used to it and just say, oh, that's the world. Like, this energy says, like, you just have to make do. This is the best that you can do. You have to accept this very negative environment and things. It's inevitable. Things are just like that. Everything is coming apart. It's hopeless. Da, da, da. So, that kind of, that's not healthy. That's going to cut you off from a lot of resources. That has to go. Detachment. There's a lot of generosity and empathy. If you do things in a strange way, it's going to feel strange, but I feel like it's the way to go for you. Interesting. Wow. Very creative. Very inspiring. Thank you so much for this. If you also enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I hope to see you again very soon. Bye.